So let's apply your learnings with Angel List to somebody out there starting a business, right?
Yeah.
So
AngelList was somewhat an accident of history. I didn't start it as a business. I started as a labor of love. It started as Venture Hacks, which was educating entrepreneurs on how to raise venture capital. Right. Then AngelList was just a list of angels that they could reach out to, and then it sort of grew into a business. So it wasn't intentional in that sense. It was just a public service that kept getting bigger and bigger. Right. And there's a day when the demand for that public service would disappear, and I'm not going to be torn up about it. I mean, obviously, I want to do well for my investors and people working with me, but I will flow to something else in life. Life is big. It's a big universe out there. There's a lot to do. I try not to have expectations of what I'm doing next or where things are going to go, because then you close yourself off to the opportunities that the universe is constantly dropping all around you. It's just you have to go pick them up, and you have to be aware enough to notice them. And if you're too single-minded with your desires, you're not going to notice new opportunities to grow that are emerging.
It is true, right? I'm thinking back, as you say that, to the neighborhood I grew up in.
Yeah.
Right? Our minds want to keep it exactly as it was with the same people, but the reality is I go back 20...
It's a different place.
It's a completely different place.
Exactly.
I don't even want to be there, right?
And in fact, like the worst thing that could have happened to you was if you'd gotten all the desires, if everything you wanted in life had actually happened. You'd be living in your hometown, you'd be married to your high school sweetheart, you'd be doing your first job, but you'd be the boss at Dunkin' Donuts or whatever your first job was, right? So the world doesn't always give you what you want, but it often gives you what you need. And for that, you just have to be willing to accept that, maybe this is not the right place or the right time for me, and I just need to move on.
And that's the patience thing.
Flow. I would call it just flow. Patience is hard. I'm not the most patient person either. So these are some
I noticed there was a few minutes we had to wait for the podcast. You were like raring to go.
I'm ready. Because life is short. I'm dying every minute at a time, right?
Sure.
We've been dead for 13.5 billion years. That's a lot. That's how long from the Big Bang till now.
Yeah.
The universe will be around 70 billion years. You're around for 50, 70, 100 years. It's a blink of a firefly in the night, one time, right? You're just barely here. So you got to make the most of every minute, which doesn't mean that you chase some stupid desire for your entire life. What it means is that like every second that you have on this planet, it's very precious, and it's your responsibility to make sure that you're happy and you're interpreting everything in the best possible way.